Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll be reviewing the x55 HOTAS system from Saitek. I'll talk about its use and function specifically in relation to Star Citizen, as well as some general thoughts on the joystick itself. Although this video is referencing the x55, it contains a few general points which could be of interest to you if you are considering buying a HOTAS in general for Star Citizen. As an extra note, I have also purchased a Track IR5 with ProClip. This is a great complementing device to any joystick setup, and I will cover that and its use with the x55 in a follow-up second video. Before getting into details, I'd first like to state that I have many long hours of practice ahead of me to get really good with this thing. It really is like learning to fly. So, the footage that you see here is that of someone still getting used to using their joystick. I am also not using the Track IR for any of the footage that you see in this video, as I wanted to spend some time focusing on improving my joystick controls only. However, that said, I can immediately tell that this is an awesome piece of equipment that will vastly improve my flying. Even now, I know that I wouldn't want to go back to a mouse or gamepad again. So, onto the joystick. There is a lot of information already on the internet about the x55. However, some questions that frequently pop up are: is it plastic? How does it feel? Is it precise? How is the button layout? And is it ergonomic to use? To answer these points, yes, it's made of plastic. However, it is still solid, seemingly sturdy, and has a really nice feel when using it. The stick is quite ergonomic, and has an enormous array of buttons that are quite easy to reach for an average hand-sized person. It doesn't slide about on the desk when in use, and has screw holes to screw it down if you wish to build your own stand. My stick doesn't squeak, and it arrived without any issues, and nothing was or has yet broken on it. The throttle has a nice smooth feeling to it, and its tension can be adjusted to suit your preference. The stick spring can also be changed to suit your preferred tension, which is a rather nice addition. Overall, so far I'm very happy with my purchase. The joystick is aimed to be a middle of the market HOTAS setup for those that can't afford to go crazy with money, and I think it fills this gap rather well. So how does it feel when using it to play Star Citizen? Well, it actually feels rather quite good. I started playing Star Citizen with a mouse and keyboard. Then I upgraded to an Xbox controller. That felt like a big leap. I was controlling the ship much more elegantly, and I was feeling the physics to a much greater degree, while the jump from gamepad to the x55 is the same huge step up again, providing much more immersion and sensation to my gameplay. I instantly feel much more in control of my ship. The HOTAS makes it much easier to control all the functions of the ship. On a gamepad, there are not enough buttons to cover all the functions, so you end up using trigger keys to map multiple commands to the same keys. I found that this led to a lot of confusion, finger colliding, and general frustrating experiences. The x55 has more than enough buttons to cover all the functions, and they are spread out over both the throttle and the stick, which completely solves this issue. I immediately found myself controlling strafing, throttle speeds, rotation, pitch, and yaw all together with much less effort and without any confusion. The stick has also served me perfectly when playing Elite Dangerous, providing a very immersive flying experience in that game as well. I would certainly recommend using the x55 to play. It is a really nice and cool looking machine, and it has been a pleasure to play with so far. If you have just bought an x55 or other HOTAS for Star Citizen and are starting to learn to play with it, then I have two pieces of initial advice which should greatly improve your experience. I will do some further videos specific to using joysticks, but for now, here's some quick important tips. The first is to avoid a stick death grip. By having a lighter grip on the stick, you'll find you are able to manipulate it much more easily. Light grips mean also that your fingers are able to quickly move to hit other buttons. The second is to set yaw to the x-axis. Star Citizen is a yaw-based fighting game, rather than an atmospheric simulator which relies on pitch and roll. As such, setting yaw to be the x-axis rather than the twisting motion of the x55 stick will let you reach a higher level of control with your ship when aiming against enemies. Well, that concludes my thoughts on the x55. For those who are looking for more information on this stick, or HOTASes in general, then I hope you found this review useful. If you are an x55 owner, it would be great to hear your thoughts on this stick in the comments below, especially if you disagreed with any points I made here in particular. It would also be great to hear your thoughts on joystick use so far in Star Citizen, as I'm sure a lot of people were wondering if they should invest in any kind of joystick to play with. As said at the start of this video, I hope to have the Track IR review up soon, so stay tuned for that. And feel free to ask any other questions you have about this stick in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these. Thanks for watching. Ginger signing off.